could alleviate the burden. Unfortunately, how it's been happening and rolling out is not how I would foresee it alleviating the burden, right? Like we could have done things in a collaborative fashion. In fact, we've asked for that repeatedly, and there was a consultation process. Maybe John, I'll let you talk about that more.
Yeah, so I think there's still a lot of unknowns, Michelle, as you said. There's we still don't know what this is going to look like. We haven't heard what this model is going to do to support nurse practitioners. And I think the big question is, should nurse practitioners be supported to work to their full ability? Absolutely. And should that be done in the context of a team where we can all work collaboratively and make sure that we're not missing anything or letting people fall through the cracks? That should happen too. And so doing this work to build structures to pay different groups in different ways and siloing them from each other, I don't think is going to result in what we hope for, which is an ability for our healthcare system to really support people and wrap around them. And so we don't know whether it's going to change things. We heard some of the numbers today around nurse practitioner panels and supports, and where this is going to change. And it will, if some people can get access to a nurse practitioner, it will help a little bit, but the numbers aren't huge. And to put it in context, there's about 700,000 Albertans right now without a family doctor,
Or a million is the last I heard.
Or up to a million, and the numbers are not going to be that great for attaching people. And what we want to avoid is not losing the attachment that we already have for people who currently have a family doctor who, like we highlighted, stand to potentially lose them or in part not have that care.
Yeah, I think so. You were nicer than I was going to be, John. So I'm going to go and highlight, like, there was a consultation process that was half done. And I don't know if they're going to pick it up again because it sounds like they haven't worked out all the things anyway. But John was a part of that, and there was supposed to be meetings with NPs and physicians and the consultant, and then we conveniently just forgot about that part to moved ahead with all of the announcements instead. And I think what John was saying when he talked about we don't want to lose what we have is that it is very difficult as a physician to watch this happening and watch the rhetoric as like we're replaceable. Like our training is different. Like I work with an NP. I've trained under NPs in BC. And I wouldn't have known the difference at the time, right? For a family doctor, like nurse practitioners are awesome, but they're not physicians, period. And more importantly, none of us work independently. Like we all work in teams. And so this drive to have the independence part is the scary thing to me, because I think that's going to end up with NPs in a situation where they're not as well supported by their physician colleagues as they could have been if there was a collaborative effort. But to me, it feels more like an intent to be divisive by the government. And we've heard them talk about it's just a cost-effective or more basically lower paid providers that they think do the same thing. And that's not true. Part of the beauty of NPs is the time they get to spend with patients, right? And all the health counseling that they can do. And that takes long appointments. And so if anybody thinks that they're going to be independently practicing under a government model with a contract or whatever, right, where you have to apply and then you have to have a certain panel, it's going to be, and also you have to see this many patients a day and you have to do this and this, right? I worry about what the ramifications of that are going to be. Are they just going to be facing the same problems that physicians are? And then the other part is that there seems to be a desire to build the team supports in for other providers, but that's exactly what we're asking for. Right, is more remuneration so that we can envelop the team in existing clinics, which will allow us to expand the capacity even more. It's a no-brainer to me. We were hoping, we actually, with the LFP model, design it such that we left room. We said, this is where we see NPs fitting in this. We'd like to talk more about what that looks like and what they would prefer. Radio silence there too.